I wasn't playing with anything. What is happening, my Android friends? Welcome to Friday's episode of the Mandroid Show. I am Dave, of course, your Mandroid host, and I appreciate you clicking in. I love all of you. I like that you click in and talk to me with comments, and wow, it's getting kind of sexual. Forget I said that, let's talk some Android. The Moto X phone has finally been announced and unveiled, and let the backlash begin. Yes, there's a lot of people that just hate this phone and or they're not impressed. So let's talk about this. First, I'm going to talk about a tweet that a fellow Android blogger tweeted out yesterday. I don't know the exact tweet, but basically he said this: the people who have actually played with the phone think it's awesome. The people who have not played with the phone hate it. Sounds about right. Now the reason for this is because the people who hate it, they're looking at numbers on paper or, a computer screen. The mid-range specs are the biggest gripe about this phone, and it annoys the crap out of me. And even MKHD, if you're not familiar who he is, you should, because he's an excellent tech YouTuber. He's awesome. He makes great videos. I'll have his video about the Moto X down below in the description. But he even mentions that geeks, us, we put specs in front of everything else when it comes to a device. When it comes to the public, they put features in front of everything else when it comes to a device. Why do you think the Galaxy S line has been so successful? Features! This phone is not targeted for us geeks. This phone is targeted for the public, and to be more specific, the iPhone and Galaxy users. Early videos that I've watched with these people that have first-hand experience with the Moto X say that it is super fast, it's snappy and fluid, and is up to par with the S4 and the One. Now I know a lot of you out there think I'm an HTC fanboy, which I don't blame you, because I do always talk about HTC phones and I love their devices and I always make fun of Samsung. Well, it's just because it's just my preference. I like HTC phones, I like how they're designed, I like the hardware, and making fun of Samsung is just easy and fun. But I will honestly tell you, I am not a fanboy, simply because I've been doing this for almost 2 years now. And in those 2 years, I've been an Android fanatic since the beginning. But anytime when, in the past 2 years, somebody is from the public who's not techie like I am, has asked for a recommendation for a phone, I have recommended the S3 and the S4 more than any phones, more than any of the other phones. Fanboys don't do that because the public wants the features. So I'll be like, yeah, get the S3, get the S4. But if they want just a well-built phone with, minimal features, they just want to have a good, solid phone, then I tell them HTC or Nexus. Now I'm going to start recommending the Moto X simply because they've taken 4 really cool features and just brought them to different levels. First, we have touchless voice commands, which I think is the overall best feature of the phone. Way back when Siri hit the digital streets, everybody went, crazy about it. Oh my God, I can talk to my phone and it will say stuff back to me and it'll do whatever I want it to do. A lot of people have that fascination. People are lonely. And even us, we thought, that's cool. When are we gonna get our Siri? And a lot of developers, try to conjure up an app that had the similar capabilities, but it just never hit the mark. Then Google goes, hey, we got this new app called Google Now, and we all went, we were all blown away by Google Now. And hey, guess what, guys? The Moto X phone brings Google Now to the next level. To have the ability to have your phone a few feet away, out of your reach, and to say a command to it, and it actually does it, that's some Star Trek-like shit right there. Now, we have seen this feature in Google Glass, but not everybody's gonna get Google Glass, and Motorola said, we gotta put that feature on a phone, and they did, and they nailed it. Right now, unless you did some kind of tweaking, we had to hit that microphone button just to say something into our Google Now. The Moto X phone, you could be sprawled up on your bed, drunk off your ass, having the spins. We've all been there, right? And you're laying there and you're just like, I gotta set my alarm, I gotta wake up tomorrow. And all you have to say is, hey Google Now, set my alarm for 1 p.m. And the phone does that for you, and you don't even have to move, and you can just pass out, and you'll probably end up waking up at 6 in the morning, because that's always what happens to me. And then hopefully you're not Slurry Susie either. Peak notifications. Motorola really studied how people use their devices, and let's face it, we look and open our devices hundreds of times a day, which is really sad if you think about it. We have this addicting need to have notifications in our life, like email me, kick me, text me, tweet me, plus me. We love notifications. Motorola thought, well, what if we just had it where people could see their notifications without actually opening your device? In comes peak notifications. You can look at your clock and see if you have notifications without you opening up your phone. You have like a faint screen that shows it, which is also, battery saving. And if you want to see everything lit up, you just touch it and it lights everything up in a cool little screen. Then you'd be like, oh, I do have notifications. Or you say, oh, no, nobody loves me. You put it right back in your pocket. The camera is getting a lot of hell. It's a 10 megapixel camera. And again, people want to see some high numbers and they're like, 10? What? If you want a higher number megapixel camera, go get a Lumia 10650, whatever the hell it's called, with the 41 megapixel camera with that ridiculously ugly big lens on the back. Go get that if you want a friggin' high megapixel camera. Clear pixels, again, people don't want to hear anything but megapixel. You put a different word in front of pixels, it's going to get an immediate slander right off the bat. And we've been in that situation where you have a perfect photo op for something quick and you have to get your phone out, you're like, you gotta find the app, you gotta get it all ready to go, and you just, sometimes you miss it. I know that doesn't happen all the time, and I know somebody's probably gonna comment saying, oh no, that's never happened to me. It happens. To have the ability to pull your phone out and do this, and your camera's ready, that is awesome. And the camera UI is specifically for one-hand usage, which is also great, because sometimes you don't want to be like, I know it doesn't have some features like drama shot, and I don't know if it has burst shot or not. I didn't really look into that, but come on, honestly, how many people use drama shot? I hardly ever see drama shots at any of my feeds, and if it does have burst shot, cool, but who really needs burst shot either? Do you really need 20 pictures just to take one picture? God, are you on crack? Battery life, which is a huge appeal to the public and as well as the community. We always complain about battery life, and apparently the Moto X can get a full day's worth, even for heavy users. Motorola thought, let's bring those high-end battery gulping specs down just a little bit, and then we're gonna optimize that X8 processor, for energy efficiency. Huh, okay. Then finally, you can design the damn thing. Apple did this with their computers a while back that people liked, and according to MKHD in his video, he mentioned that Nike does this too, where you can actually design the colors of your shoes. This has got huge appeal to a lot of people. You get your own personal phone that you put together yourself on a computer screen sent out to you. That's got just huge appeal to, who else is doing that? Honestly, who else is doing that? You walk into a store and the 4 features, the battery life thing is just something nice, but the 4 features, who else has that? Nobody. Honestly, guys, the Galaxy S4 is the most gimmicky phone out there. I mean, do you really need to use your eyes to scroll through a web page? That is the dumbest feature on that phone. There's a couple other dumb features on that phone, but a lot of people like those features. Like, I have that ability. With the Moto X, they took features that were already there and they just tweaked them to make them better, and that's just what happens with technology. Somebody comes up with a good idea, somebody else goes, I like your idea, but I'm gonna go a different way with it. Android did that with iPhone. They totally revolutionized the freaking smartphone. I mean, come on. So we gotta stop looking at these numbers all the time, I honestly stopped caring about numbers when dual core processors became mid-range. We gotta steer away from the stingy attitude and look at it as, in fact, this is the game changer they promised. I don't know what people were thinking was coming. Holograms and sex toys? Moto sex phone? Think of it this way, guys. This is the first phone from Google rollout, okay? This is the first time that they have come together to make a device, and they're just dipping their toes into the mobile swimming pool right now. If they market this phone just right and it sells a lot, guess what? Next year, Q1, Q2, we're going to get that high-end Moto X phone with key lime pie, anybody? Think about that. We know that this is going to be a new line of phones. Next year we could see that high-end 2 gigahertz, 2.5 gigahertz with all the crap and everything with Android 5.0. Skeet, 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 motherfucker! And that's all I wanted to talk about. Sorry, this kind of turned into a rant video today, but I got sick of hearing all the backlash that the Moto X was getting, and as I kept looking at videos and just looking at everything, I was thinking, this is actually a very cool phone. Like, I would consider getting this phone. catch my breath. Ah, man. That's just how I feel about it, guys. I want to know what you guys think. Leave me a comment down below in the balls area. What do you think of the Moto X phone? Is it a phone you're going to get? Are you excited to get it? Are you one of those that goes, yes, I truly think this is a very awesome phone? No hot nerdy girl of the week today just because of this. But if you have a hot nerdy suggestion, leave that down below in the comments area as well. Well, alright guys, hit that like, thumbs up button if you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the AndroidSPIN channel if you have not already. Well, I'm David, your Mandroid host, and this has been Motorola X Rant Droid Show. That sounded weird. This has been the Mandroid Show. Appreciate you clicking in. Maybe I shouldn't have went with metal.